Alright guys, welcome to the 2021 preseason rankings by me. I'll be doing this every single week as the season goes on, so make sure to subscribe. It's free to stay tuned with the latest power rankings and stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the video, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later. So let's start from the bottom and work our way up to the top. Number 30, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates. Dude, Pittsburgh, well, guys, let's just forget about the season. Y'all traded everyone with value. You traded Josh Bell, Jim Tyone, basically anyone with value. You guys are a full rebuild. Just forget about the season. And the only bright spot you guys really have is Hayes. He looks pretty good, so enjoy him. Number 29, we got the Colorado Rockies. I mean, this franchise just spit in the faces of the fans. Absolutely disrespected y'all. They traded Nolan Arenado and kicked in $50 million extra. I expect Trevor Story to move too, so just be on the lookout for that. The pitching staff isn't great either, and you got to factor in that they're playing Coors Field. That's not going to be a good combination. Plus the tough division they're in. That's where they're in 29th place. 28th place, the Baltimore Orioles. Now the Baltimore Orioles could arrive early. Every single season for the past like 2 or 3 seasons, they've been playing better and better each year. Sure, they're still in the rebuilding phase, but their pitching has looked really good in spring training. So I mean, they're probably going to be at the bottom of the American League East, but they're getting better, and I wonder if they will call up any of the top prospects. Now at 27, I have the Texas Rangers. They really don't have any bright spots. The pitching staff's also pretty bad. The offense, is a little iffy. That's for Joey Gallo. Rangers fans, just look out for the Joey Gallo highlights. So, number 26, the Tigers. They're still in a full rebuild right now. They do have a batch of solid players though. And they got AJ Hinch, which will speed up the process just a little bit. But like the Orioles, it's still way too early in the rebuilding stage, so they're going to be staying at number 26. I mean, at number 25, we got the Diamondbacks, but I have a feeling that they will climb up the rankings if they play well and everything goes right for them. They will definitely go up because they have players like Marte, Bumgarner, Calhoun, and Rojas. Unfortunately, their pitcher Zach Allen got injured while hitting. We can't have pitchers getting injured because they're hitting. At number 24, we have the Mariners. The future looks bright for them, and it's coming here pretty soon. So, Mariners fans, be prepared. Jared Kelenic looks like a stud. Just wait. Just be patient. At 23, we got the Royals. Now, the Royals are decent. They have Mondesi, Dozier, Whit Merrifield, and Benintendi. But their rotation really holds them back. It's really weak. Don't be surprised if you see most of these players that I mentioned on the trading block at the end of the deadline. Number 22, the Marlins. Now, the Marlins have a lot of potential this season. They surprised a lot of people last season, and they're doing things right. A young pitching staff, but the lineup with a lot of holes really, again, holds them back, which is, pretty weird to say that the lineup holds them back. This year, they probably won't make much noise, though, because they do have a pretty tough division. Number 21, the Giants. The Giants are doing something right, and, God, they're building a pretty solid team. They have some pieces, but unfortunately they're in the NL West and they're not going to be competing for anything. At number 20, we have Cleveland. Sure, they have a good rotation and Jose Ramirez, but that's all. I don't see anything special with this team, and I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Jose Ramirez at the end of the season. Number 19, we have Los Rojos de Cincinnati. I mean, this team is just underperforming. They have a very solid lineup. They have a decent rotation in Castillo and Sonny Gray. The bullpen is a bit underwhelming though. But if this offense wakes up and produces like they're supposed to, there probably would be top 15, top 10 at the end of the season. At number 18, we have the Red Sox. I mean, the Red Sox have not recovered since that Mookie Betts trade. The pitching staff is average. Last season they did miss Eduardo Rodriguez and Chris Sale, so hopefully they'll be coming back for them. But other than that, there really isn't much in the rotation. They have a pretty good offense though. Nothing to write home about. Hopefully the boy Alex Verdugo steps up, because let's go Alex Verdugo. He's from Mexico. Let's go. I'm just kidding. Okay. So at number 17 we have the Angels. Yes, they have Mike Trout and Anthony Rendon and Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani had a really good spring, by the way. But other than that, I just don't see the Angels doing it. Other than these three players, the Angels don't really have much. I just don't see it. I just don't see it in the Angels. Number 16, we have the Cubs. The Cubs traded a lot of their 2016 core away, and this trend might continue. So these guys are probably going to go down in the list. So if Chris Bryant leaves, it's over for them. Number 15, we have the Phillies. Again, the Phillies have an amazing offense, but lack the pitching. Besides Aaron Nola, there really isn't nothing much there. Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler, there really isn't much. There really isn't anything there. And sure, you could say that the Phillies have trying to make their bullpen better, but they need to add more relievers to that bullpen. And they'll probably be a top 10 team in baseball. Number 14, we have the Cardinals. Before you guys say this is a little bit low, they did get Nolan Arenado, and getting Nolan Arenado does make your team a lot better. But I think the team on top is still better. Like most teams, the Cardinals do lack quality pitchers. They do have Flaherty though, which he's a stud, but they need more than that to get to be a good team in baseball. Now, the highest NL Central team is the Brewers. The Brewers are number 13. They're all around solid. If you guys play these. If you play these guys on the wrong day, these guys will score 3 to 5 runs on you guys. They have an amazing outfield in Jackie Bradley Jr., Yelich, and Lorenzo Cain. They have some starting pitching, and they do have that horse and Josh Hader in the bullpen. So that's what I think is gonna really get him over and get him that division crown, and they'll be back in the playoffs. Number 13, the Astros. The Astros. They just had bad luck. Justin Verlander is out with Tommy John, and they lost Springer. Other than that, the team is still the same. But I think Verlander, after Tommy John isn't going to be the same. The dude's almost 40 years old, and after surgery, I think that's going to be the end of Justin Verlander. At number 11, we have the A's. Now, the A's did lose a lot of talent over the offseason, but in typical A's fashion, they pulled off some pretty low-key, under-the-radar moves, and quietly they have their talent back. They added Trevor Rosenthal, Sergio Romo, Elvis Andrus, and Mitch Moreland. That's a pretty good team on top of the team that they already had. That's basically the same team they had. Number 10, top 10 right here, the Nationals. We got the Nationals. They got the best hitter in baseball, and they still have most of the 2019 core, but the health of the rotation and the shaky bullpen really holds them back from being any higher on the list. So yeah, Nationals are number 10. Now at number 9, probably one of the dark horse picks to win the World Series, the Blue Jays. And now they did get a lot better over the offseason and picking up George Springer, Kirby Yates, and I'm pretty sure they signed a lot of other guys I'm forgetting. But in a full 162 season, their young talent should develop a little more, and it should give them time, to get adjusted and stuff. Like I said, their bullpen is a little shaky, but a little more stable now since they have Kirby Yates. They added, like I said earlier, they added Springer. They probably just only need another arm in the rotation, and they'll be probably a top 5 team in baseball, because this team with their young talent just looks really good. On top of them, at number 8, we have the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, the Tampa Bay Rays are really low on my list because, well, they lost their 2 main pieces of that 2020 World Series run in Charlie Morton and Blake Snell. These guys carried, and Randy Arozarena, but they didn't lose Randy Arozarena. Now, these 3 players were really key, and missing 2 out of those 3 players, is really gonna, take a toll on them. But the Rays are the Rays, and they'll figure something out. Very analytic team. They'll figure something out. Now at number 7, 10, 8, 10. 8, 10, 9, 8. Number 7, we have the Mets. Now, the Mets would be a little higher on the list, but they're the Mets, and you guys know how the Mets do things. They always find a way to mess things up. Now, but on a real note, they did get a lot better. Traded for Francisco Lindor. They signed a bullpen guy. I'm blanking on his name, and they signed that catcher that I'm also forgetting his name. They were already a solid team, but adding these players really made them a little better. And well, good luck to the Mets. They're stuck in a pretty tough division too. Number six, the Twins again near the top. I mean, these guys have been really good for the past few years, and they have that same core. So I think that these Twins will be in the title conversation unless they get matched up against the Yankees in the playoffs. I mean, all right. So at number 5, this is where stuff gets a little better. This is the top tier teams. We have the White Sox at number 5. They had a very good year last year, and they only got better over the offseason. They added Lance Lynn and a couple other guys. But they did lose Eloy Jimenez. I don't know how the team will react to this. I mean, Eloy was a pretty special guy, so they did lose him to injury. So let's see how the team reacts. Number 4, the highest team of the AL East, the New York Yankees. I mean, guys, if this team stays healthy, this guy is the number 4. We have the highest AL team on the list. Now, guys, if this team stays healthy, this is the number 1 team in baseball. Well, you can make an argument for the Dodgers, but this is the top 2 team in baseball if they all stay healthy. And also, the rotation is a little bit iffy. They have a bunch of question marks. James and Tyone and Corey Kluber both coming off of injury, and Severino coming off of injuries. We don't know how they're going to play. So at number 4, I think is a good spot for them. So yeah. At number 3, the Braves. I mean, they added Charlie Morton to an already strong rotation. So Charlie Morton's probably going to have some pretty big games in the postseason. So and they already have that solid lineup with Freddie Freeman, Ronald Acuna, Ozzie Albies, and Ozuna. They brought back Ozuna. I mean, these guys are just a bit better than the Yankees because of that starting pitching. Now, at number 2, we have the San Diego Padres. I mean, they had an amazing offseason, bringing in Blake Snell, bringing in all these guys. I mean, they did so many moves that I don't even remember all the moves they made. But yeah, these guys got really good over the offseason. I mean, there really isn't much I have to say other than they're the second best team in baseball. Unfortunately, they're on the NL West next to the number 1 spot, which is obviously the Dodgers. The Dodgers are head and shoulders above every single team in baseball. These guys, in my opinion, are going to win it all this year, and these guys might go as one of the best rosters ever. In the history of baseball. I mean, they've got a stacked. They have a stacked rotation, a stacked bullpen, a stacked offense, and if one of them gets injured, they just call up another prospect and make another Cody Bellinger or something. Yeah, these guys are just these guys. I don't know how they do it, but the Dodgers, they're the number 1 team in baseball and probably the 2021 World Series champions.